Be a rock star. What is a rock star? A rock star is figuring out how to set great goals or rocks. A rock is a quarterly goal in the EOS world. So become a star at it, become great at it, and it's not easy. A rock is something usually pretty big. It's a 13-week goal. It's going to take activity every week to get there. It's above and beyond our day job. And yet when we knock out these rocks and become great at it, we're getting rid of issues. We're putting processes in place. We're making life a little easier. We're becoming more successful. So how do I become a rock star? It's to, when I set the rock, it's to, with my team, with people around me who are going to help me set up, what is it going to look like at the end? So how am I going to know it's done? And I can picture it. And then make it smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And then, so if I'm really clear on what it looks like, it'll help me to know, am I on track to get there? So once I set that rock and make it smart and I know what it looks like, set up 3 to 5 milestones. So if it's creating a marketing plan, it's not about in week 11 out of 13, just say, yep, here's my one-page plan. There needs to be milestones. So maybe it's creating the one-pager, then getting the integrator to sign off on it, then talking to marketing, talking to clients, whatever it might be really clear on what those milestones are. Share those with your team because they may think of other things that you haven't. So set up those milestones. Start week 2. Time flies. So I find often people set their rocks, they feel really good about it, they put their head down and they come up for air in week 4 or 5 and they haven't even started yet. So week 2, say to the team, I'd like to get the issue is, can I just get a quick review? Am I on track? Any ideas for to-dos in the next week or 2 that'll help me to make sure I'm on track? So start early. Next is be vulnerable. And be vulnerable is raise your hand, put it on the issues list. I'd like to drop it down. And again, it's now week 6 and I just want to get quick feedback or I'm stuck. And even to be vulnerable and say, I'm off track. I haven't done anything on it in 2 weeks. Okay, well, that's kind of scary, but open and honest, I've been swamped. So the issue is, can I get some ideas on what to do this week? What are some to-dos? Can I meet with someone to get progress? We're all here to help each other to have great weeks. If we have great weeks that are aligned with our great quarters, we're going to have a great quarter, we're going to have a great year, and so on. Next is fanatically schedule. So we talk about that is, be really diligent that each week I'm scheduling 3 to 5 things, my to-dos, on the things that are most important. So it's very busy, I'm going to get a lot done, but these are the 3 to 5 things that I've got to get done this quarter and I'm committing to getting done. And make a few of those to-dos some of the milestones for the rocks. And if I don't schedule it, I usually don't get it done. So when I'm leaving my weekly L10, it's here are my 4 to-dos for the week. Everyone agree? Anything else you can give me? Anything else you think I could do? And then schedule 30 minutes for each of those. So if I have 4 to-dos, that's 2 hours of my time. But if I don't schedule time around the most important things, and I'm only working on the urgent things, the most important things probably aren't going to get done. And then last is schedule to have it done 2 weeks before the end of the quarter. So human beings thrive at the end, and we spike right before something is due. So if it's due on week 13, and maybe at week 12 I'm going to really buckle down, and what if I have other things going on? And so schedule to have it done 2 weeks ahead, because usually it's, I got 90% of it done, but if you get 90% of it done 2 weeks before the end of the quarter, I have time to decide, is that the most important thing is to finish it? Usually it is, and then knock it out. So, rocks are tough. It's above and beyond. It can be overwhelming, but it is a muscle. It is a habit. And so, work together to share it, be vulnerable, schedule around it, and become a rock star. It'll make your life better. It'll improve your company, and you'll be more productive.